Hi, good morning, welcome. My name is Cynthia. This is a little bit of a spontaneous choice that I've made to do this type of reading. As you can see, I have two of my recent ancestors. This is a portrait of my mother as a baby. My grandparents were very poor, but one of the things that they invested a lot of money in when my aunts and uncles and my mother were born were to have a portrait done with color tint like these of their babies at 10 months old. So that's my mother, Donita, at 10 months old, and I cherish it. I just received that in helping my uncle's estate be settled, who includes my aunt. That is my Aunt Dorothy, my mom's sister. My mom died at age 27, and it was so devastating to my aunt that she never really recovered. They were very, very close. We were intensely close as a result, but my aunt had her own demons and challenges to heal from, and when she died, we weren't really on speaking terms, but it was mainly because I don't hold that against her. It's because she had wounds and, whatever. It's a long story, but I wanted to bring those two women in here because I personally, on a personal level, have been feeling abandoned by my family. And whether that's accurate or not, I'm not trying to accuse my family of anything, but it's just the straight up truth as far as I'm living it, right? Like, I have nieces and nephews that love me, but in terms of any of my kind of personal family, which for me was really just my siblings, my parents are both long gone, I don't trust my siblings anymore, and I just have to say it, and it breaks my heart, and I'm really sad about it, but it is what it is, and maybe someday that'll be fixed, or maybe it won't, but it hurts. And so part of the reason I'm doing this reading, I think, is because it might help you. You might be going through a similar process. So I wanted to honor these cherished family members who I know have my back in the spirit world. And my uncle, who is a steel fabricator, their brother, who is still living, my Uncle Sketch is his nickname, Doug, he made me this cutting board. And he's very good with his hands and doing things like that. And so I wanted to bring that here because this was something he gave me after we became reunited, after not having spoken for a long time. So I wanted to bring that in for loving masculine energy. This raku pot was a gift from my father, who's no longer with me, and this pot I cherish. This was my mother's Bible. I'm very lucky to have this Bible. This is the Bible that I read as a child. When I read the Bible, I wasn't raised in the church, and I really only kind of stuck to two books of the Bible. I read Job, and I read Ruth over and over because they were kind of almost like bite-sized books that I could sit through as a kid and read in one sitting. But this is the Bible, and I just love it. I cherish this Bible. I'm glad I have it. These are even some of her things. This was a speeding ticket, I think, that she got in one of her Kaiser cars that was a gift from my grandpa. My grandpa collected Kaiser cars from Cheney, Washington. Some of her notes and things from church. I just love this Bible. I'm very, very glad I still have it and that nothing has happened to it. And sometimes I'm nervous about putting something out here like this because I have haters in the world and I don't want them to do something like, oh man, now we're going to try to curse her Bible, or you know what I mean? It's just a lot of weird shit like that's been happening, but I just love it and I cherish it and I'm very grateful that I have it. So my mom's Bible. And then I want to also just showcase here for a second before I talk about a channeled dream and then do a quick card pull. This is mainly just to honor my ancestors and to put out there to the world that I do have family and family that cherishes me and that loves me even if they're no longer here. I have an uncle who supports me even if he's far across the country and I don't get to see him very often, and his daughter, my cousin, and her daughters, right? Like, I have people. It's easy for me to get feeling alone and scared and defeated at times, especially through times like this. And I had a really not a good night's sleep last night or the night before. And so I just thought, you know what? Surround yourself with the things that you know and love from your life, your family that did love and cherish you, your mom that didn't want to leave you. She didn't want to die and leave you an infant. She watches over me. And I have things like this with me that I get to know and hang on to and remember that I have people and that I'm not alone and that I'm doing the best I can, and I've never tried to intentionally hurt anyone. Now I just want to showcase some of my aunt's work. She was an oil painter. This is one. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad that I got to reconnect with my uncle at his end of life, or these works might have been lost, but it's something that my aunt and I had in common on a deep level, was visual art. And my aunt was a great intellect. She was very, very smart, very discerning. She had an incredible, adventurous marriage with my uncle. They knew how to live. They were in the outdoors. They were adventurous, daredevils. They lived life to the fullest together, unapologetically. And there were models for me. No, Joey, you can't get up here. So that's one of the first ones. She was a wildlife painter. She loved wildlife, and she became a really good wildlife photographer as well, in part so that she could make these paintings, right? That's a beautiful one. This, I think, is also a beautiful one. I just love the colors and the vibrancy and the detail. I think they're absolutely stunning. It makes my heart, oh my God, it makes my heart burst to have these images, and nobody can take this from me. I'm not going to be afraid that if I show these things, somehow it's going to come back to bite me, or that I'll regret it. I don't know why I would even have that fear, but sometimes I do. This is one of her works, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. There's more really large ones that I have in storage because I don't have any room for them where I live. Here's another one. Isn't that stunning? It's just absolutely breathtaking to me. And it even has her name here in the corner, Dorothy Smith, Westland, Oregon, and her signature, 1986. I just can't get enough of these. I can't wait until I live somewhere where I can showcase her work, because I have some beautiful large paintings as well of hers, of mountain goats. No one can take this from me. My family that's currently living can hurt me. They can abandon me. They can do whatever. And it doesn't take away from my spirit and my soul. This sounds a little aggrieved, but it hurts. It hurts that I can't trust my siblings when I thought I could. It's just a hard lesson to learn. And finally, the crowning glory of the ones that I have here, because I absolutely love tundra swans, is this. Look at this beautiful pink in these in the floral. Look at their expression. And then this fir, pine or Doug fir, maybe some type of noble fir. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love tundra swans. We get tundra swans that migrate through here. And when I saw this, I just couldn't believe it. I felt like she was speaking to me from beyond the grave, because separate from her, I love tundra swans. And I'm so lucky that I got to have those times in the outdoors with my aunt and uncle where I got to really feel carefree and healed by nature. My family has so much trauma in it that they were a really healing bright spot in my life. And one of my aunt's artworks that she made closer to her end of life that was more abstract had text image into it, woven into the image, that said like feeling guilty, and I wondered if that had anything to do with me, because I was her late sister's child, right? I don't know, but I hope she had a peaceful death. I didn't get to be a part of it or be around because we were estranged, but I know that she had dementia. She had Lewy body dementia, and she swore my uncle to secrecy, that he wouldn't tell anyone. So when she was acting out of character and throwing me out of her life, it really hurt until I knew more about that, right, later down the road. I just love this painting. I can't wait to hang it. I thought about hanging it in here, but I don't even trust my setting where I live anymore, which sucks, but it's true. I know ultimately at the end of the day I'm safe, but it's not a fun time. So those are my things that I can surround myself with and know that I am loved, and I do have people that I can trust, and I do have people that I can lean on and cry with if I need to. One of my dad's cherished memories was that when my mom died, she died at home. When she died, men are not really you know, allowed to cry in this culture. But when my mom died, it was very devastating for my dad, and he went into the kitchen to cry alone. And my uncle, the one that made me this cutting board, he served in Vietnam. He went in and cried with my dad, and it was a very meaningful memory for my dad that he shared with me many times, because it was so meaningful to him, and that I can remind my uncle of, like, how grateful my dad was that my uncle had the courage to go in and cry with him, right? So I'm sorry, this is very raw for me, but I needed to do this, and I needed to speak out this out loud, as much for myself as for anyone that might need to hear this. You have this, even if there are people in the afterlife, we have ancestors that love us and protect us. I'm going to pull a couple cards and then share a dream I had that was weeks ago, but that I'm now feeling like I need to share because somebody needs to hear it, or it'll be confirmation for them, but I'll do that after I pull these cards. And this is mine. This is an Hermes scarf that I invested in a few years ago, and it was a big purchase. You know, I don't buy high fashion very often because of the expense, but one thing that I got to learn how to do was be feminine through my aunt, because I was raised by men, my dad and my brother, for a lot of my childhood. And whenever I got to be around my aunt, she made sure that I felt like I could be a girl, right? And be with her. That was important to me as someone who identifies as femme, right? I felt her teaching in my life around things like this, pampering myself, getting my hair done, painting my nails. Those were things that she valued, and I'm glad I got to learn those things from her, because I also value them. I hope she's resting in peace, Aunt Dorothy, and Dorothy Marie, and Donita Dawn. The High Priestess, right? This is that. Connect to your feminine ancestors, maybe, and it will be helpful to you right now. I really needed it. I woke up this morning with just a feeling of a broken heart. I don't know why. I feel alone, and I'm going to do this so I feel less alone. Do this reading. Come on here and talk about it. Come on here and show my family's love, my family's history. My mom, her life meant something incredible to not just me, but what's sad is also to my siblings. She showed my siblings a lot of kindness. She had her faults. She slapped one of my sisters across the face one time in a moment of, I mean, she was in her 20s, right? So she was still growing up herself in a way when she did that. And it makes me sad sometimes to think about it, because it was a moment of vulnerability for my sister. But she also showed my siblings a lot of love. No, Joey, you can't get up here. No. She taught and showed them also a lot of love that they didn't get even from their mom. So, you know, sorry. Yeah, moving to calmer water, the Six of Swords. This is what I needed, and what I was seeking was to connect with these spirits, honor my ancestors, remember that I'm not alone, that I'm watched over in the spirit world by my elders. Yeah. This is exactly the High Priestess and the High Priest, right? The Hierophant. Moving into calmer waters. I have these energies that protect me, both within me and in the heavens above, and they can help me move from a broken heart, like from the Three of Swords, into the Six of Swords. And the Lovers, yeah. This is also maybe going to connect to someone as a confirmation for a divine counterpart. A High Priestess, a High Priest, and the Lovers card. This might be some kind of a union for you, or representing a union. You might feel like you're on that kind of a journey of divine masculine and divine feminine, and this is a confirmation of that union for you. That's in play, and maybe that's part of what this sorrow is for you, is that it's clearing out old hurts and old wounds or feelings of abandonment. I feel abandoned, but I know I'm not abandoned, and my siblings get to be human and have their flaws. I'm not accusing them here, but I am allowed to speak my truth, which is that I feel hurt and abandoned, and that it really realizing that maybe I never could really trust them the way I thought I could. It doesn't mean they're evil. It just means that they inherited their own sorrows and pains and path to walk, and for whatever reason it's parted ways from mine. Is that the Ace of Swords or Justice? Yeah, I'm seeing clearly and I'm speaking clearly. This is the truth. I'm being protected to even do this layout, okay? I'm seeing clearly. You're seeing clearly. We're moving to calmer water. We're moving into a place where we have the love and support of the higher realms and of our internal family system and our inner masculine and feminine by divine energy. We're seeing that clearly. Is that a Queen of... Oh, the King of Pentacles. We are generating our wealth and our security ourselves by harnessing this kind of energy. The Star. This is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I needed this kind of grounding and comfort. And I'm learning more and more all the time that when I need that, I can do a reading and I get that, you know. Yeah, it's the Ten of Swords, whatever feeling of laying our burdens down or feeling betrayed or feeling heartsick and forced to surrender, just don't forget that this is behind us at a time like this. This is all supporting us at a time like this. This is all sheltering and cherishing us and caring for us at a time like this, okay? So the only other thing I'm going to say here, oh, I was going to pull some of my, it's actually Scrabble letters that I'm using, but I'll do some of those too after the dream. So I had a dream several weeks ago that was very vivid, but that I chose not to share because it was dark and I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know if somebody was practicing against me in the dream space. Even if that's what it was, it didn't succeed, because what happened was I was sweeping my floor. I was cleaning my home, but it was somewhere where I don't live. I had a dirt floor. It was a hot climate. I had a dirt floor and I was wearing a print dress that had, the print had ancestral meaning. I was sweeping the floor and all of a sudden an Asian man came stumbling into my home, and his eyes were hugely swollen and infected, like something very serious was going on, blinding him, blinding his eyes. And he stumbled into my home. I don't know why necessarily, but regardless, he showed up. He didn't show up with my permission, but he showed up and he laid down in my bed. And I was alarmed for a minute in the dream. I thought, well, I don't know what to do here. That I didn't allow or tell this man that I could heal him. I don't know. He just came in uninvited and demanded healing, basically, by laying down in my bed. And in retrospect, part of me is like, was that meant to send me a sickness or cause me third eye blindness, you know, by putting a sick vision into my sleep place? I don't know. But anyways, him laying down in my bed healed him. It healed his eye problem, whatever it was. Then it moved into another, and I just allowed it. I didn't go over and do healing work over. I just let him stay in the bed. I didn't get up. I didn't make him get up and get out. I didn't kick him out, even though he didn't ask for my permission. He just came in and laid down in my bed. He was healed by resting and by laying in my bed. And so I allowed it. I didn't even speak to him. I just kept going about my own work, sweeping my floor, which was a dirt floor. So I feel really intense in my heart center right now. This is an intense story to tell. So the man got back up out of my bed and could see again, and his eyes were healed. Then he left. Then a few minutes later, I was outside and there was a cat coming towards me with the same eye sickness, but it was only one eye. It was like a lion cub. It had one eye that was sick, like that Asian man's eyes were. And that lion cub also had around it friends, or they were also young animals though, like kind of baby animals. Like this was a lion cub. The animals around him were also baby animals, not of his species. They weren't lions, but they were with him, protecting him. Okay, so that has meaning for someone. That dream is going to have meaning for someone. And I wasn't ever planning to share it, but this morning it was a very powerful urge telling me to share about that dream. So it's going to have meaning for some reason. And these cards have meaning here. The High Priestess, the Six of Swords moving into calmer water, the High Priest, this is a union, the Lovers, this is some kind of a divine counterpart union. I'm seeing clearly, this is the truth. Our wealth is present for us in the here and now. We're not deprived. We're not in lack. I'm not abandoned. I have love all around me, including heavenly love, including the guidance from the higher realms. So any of these Ten of Swords experiences, I can lay my own sword down and turn it over to something greater. So now I'll pull some of these to see if anyone wants to be sort of named or have letters that might help them feel even more comforted than just the message itself. These are not ideal because they're cut in an ununiform way. Make a change, lunar cycle, 1 week, a hard no. So you need to walk away from something is what this is saying. You need to make a change. It's a hard no, either by protecting yourself, by turning away people that seem like they love you but are really stabbing you in the back. It's okay to make a change. It's okay to give people a hard no. 1 week from now might be significant, and the lunar cycle might be significant as well. I think we're coming into a new moon in Aquarius soon, which is this kind of energy, total clarity, okay? It's coming. Chaos. Fun. Hi. Oops. Quaint. Tress. Turn. Stun. High. Chaos. Quaint. No, Joey, I'm sorry. No, you can't be up here. Not yet. Low. Loss. Right? This might be what it feels like. You might be in chaos and loss right now. Win, but you're going to win. RN. Quan. That could be have meaning. Again, there was an Asian man in my dream. Qantas, that's an Australian airline. Qantas. Fool. You're not a fool. People might have taken you for a fool, right? Wrath. Oh no, yeah, wrath. This is intense for someone. Someone definitely needed to hear this. SWAT. War. Okay, this is heavy. Sis. Sis. Right? This is relevant for me. Can't. Lana. Sorry, it's my cat using the cat box. Chin. Chin. Quit. Somebody wants you to quit. Fool again keeps coming out. Anna. Tana. was holding these for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't even notice I was holding those in my hand. Slim. Chi. It's another Asian name. You. No, they can't fool you. Squint. Okay, so that's seems to have relevance to that dream about eyes and vision. Someone might have been trying to blind you, honestly, in the dream state, or a magic practitioner. Okay, this kind of reading is not going to be for everyone. I understand that. I'm not going to be always feeling like I have to qualify it or apologize for doing this kind of reading as an academically trained social worker. I believe in this world and I'm allowed to, and that's okay, but I have part of me that still worries about that. Warrant. There might be a warrant out for someone's arrest. Chain. Chains. Slum. There might be poverty involved here. The place I was working was a dirt floor. It was a very shanty-like home. So I don't call things like that a slum, but some people do, right? Okay, definitely not calling that a slum. I do not feel that way about that kind of thing. Someone might be feeling like they're being racially profiled. Okay, this is also a really horrible word, squaw. That's not a good word. I don't endorse that, but someone might be feeling attacked racially or racially profiled. Oh no, that's not a Y. So I was about to spell tyrant, but there's no Y, so that doesn't add up. Run. You might be wanting to run. Squat. Again, like squatters' rights is coming through, or shanty, or makeshift home. I mean, I live in kind of a makeshift home. It wasn't originally designed to be a home. We converted it into something that can be livable, but chai. I didn't even know that. That's just right there, chai. Tea might be helpful for someone, and medicinal right now to help through a difficult like this. I haven't been as focused in on names, like Nat. Might be someone might have ratted you out, again with that chains and SWAT team. Like there might be some kind of bust about to happen. There's a win on the horizon for someone. Chun-Li, that's a Nicki Minaj song. Oh, no. And also, I think, I'm not a gamer, but I feel like it's from gaming. Chun-Li is a figure in a game. No, Joey, you can't be walking across those paintings. I'm sorry. China, right? Here's China. It's just straight up right there, China. Moo. Cows might have meaning for someone. Moon. The lunar cycle came through, so the moon is important. Again, maybe the full moon or the new moon in Aquarius might bring in some clarity, some needed clarity about this rat or about a setup or something. Loons might have meaning for you. I have relationship with birds. Many people do. A winch. A winch might have meaning. I don't know what rattan is. I know that's a word. I think it's like woven mats, maybe? I don't remember, though. Oh, man. Satan. Look out. F you. I might be telling someone to fuck you. Stain. Stain is coming through a lot for me, because I kept feeling like someone was trying to stain my reputation, or I had worries about stains on my cat threw up on my bed, and it felt sort of beyond just the normal, again, because I had had that dream about that man stumbling in who had a blinding condition. It was around the same time that my cat puked on my bed, which is very unusual. My cat never pukes on the bed, so that's maybe meaningful to someone. I don't know. It sounds like I'm making a lot of meaning out of just mundane things, but I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. Ace of Swords. Mouse. Oh, except there's no E. Moose, but again, there's no E. No, Joey, you can't walk back there yet. Just stay right here. Okay, I think that'll do it. Oh, now my cat's trying to bite me because he's very aggravated that I'm not letting him up here. He's trying to boss me. I know, I'm sorry. I know you want to get under the covers here. I'll go ahead and wrap this up. So hopefully that has meaning to someone. Again, these were make a change, lunar cycle, 1 week, a hard no. Letting something go might be important for you through the full moon in Aquarius, or you're going to get clarity about what needs to be let go of by the I think it's a new moon in Aquarius. There's also a big celestial alignment happening, a big planetary alignment happening right now, so that might have meaning too for this union for you. So hang on, I'll pull one more card. Any advice for you before I close this reading? Any advice? Rest in peace, Dorothy Marie and Donita Dawn Schneider. Queen of Cups, stay connected to your heart. Follow the light within. This doesn't mean following somebody else's light, following somebody else's vision, following somebody else's assignment for what they think you should be doing. It means trusting your own inner light and going within, connecting within, and that is connecting with your ancestors, connecting to your bloodline that runs through you, through your DNA, through epigenetics, through lineage, right? Go within, be in hermit energy, be willing to be a hermit, be willing to go within and be in solitude. It's a difficult journey at times. I've been in like 5 years of solitude now, just about healing, going within, doing shadow work, purging trauma. It's been fucking intense and I'm exhausted. And that's partly why I think I woke up with such a broken heart, because I'm tired and I don't want to feel these losses anymore. And then I just got guidance like, you're not alone. You're not lost. You have your ancestors. Okay, I'm sending you out love. I'll burn just a little bit more here. And thank you. You know, I appreciate you being here and listening to a message like this that's a little bit heavy. And to any siblings that might see this reading, I have reasons why I feel this way. If you want to reach out to me and talk about it, you're welcome, but I'm done making any effort, and I'm allowed to have my suspicions. And so I'm not accusing you, but I'm allowed to speak my truth on my page and in my space and say I don't trust my siblings anymore. And I have reason. They are free to come to me and talk to me about that directly if they're concerned. I'm open to that. All right. Thank you. Sending you love. Be very safe out there. Oop, I dropped a letter. Oh, two. I dropped 2 letters here. F and S. So that might have meaning for someone or be someone's initials.